You going to sprint up there? Hi and welcome to the Running Channel. I'm Anna and today I'm going to talk to you all about hills. Now, they're not every runner's cup of tea. In fact, it's probably the training that you love to hate. But building training on hills into your schedule at least once a week can really help you with your speed and strength. They're a great full body workout. I found my hill, so let's crack on. So you might ask yourself why you would put yourself through a hill workout when you try and avoid hills at all costs and definitely always book onto the flat and fast races. Now, the muscles that you use whilst running uphill are the same ones that you use for sprinting. So hill workouts can really help you when you're trying to work on your speed too. It's a great all over workout and also a huge calorie burner too, so that's a definite win. And also it will help you with your confidence when you are doing running races and you do come across those hills as you've trained on them, so you can do them much easier. Now, there are loads of different hill workouts that you can do, all for different reasons and benefits, and we'll go into that in a bit of depth later on. When you're just starting out and doing your first hill session, don't worry too much about the size of the hill. As long as it goes upwards, you're heading in the right direction. You can always fret over percentages and gradients further on down the line. So a really easy basic session to get you started is to start from the bottom of the hill and run upwards for between 30 and 60 seconds at a fairly hard effort. It all depends on your level of fitness for how long you go. But take a t-shirt or a stick or something that you can use as a marker so you can show how far you got. Then run back downhill and use that as a light jog recovery. You can repeat that as many times as you like, and you can see whether you can maintain that level of effort throughout the whole session. Now, a good way to start is with 10 reps of these, but you can always break that down and do 5 lots and then have a little jog recovery on the flat and then do another 5 if you feel like 10 is too much to start with. Now, you may have heard that the best way to get up the hill is to lean into it, but that doesn't mean to lean from your torso though. Just as the same way that you shouldn't lean from your waist when you're running on a flat surface, you shouldn't lean from your waist when you're running uphill either, because it can cause you to hunch and restrict your airways. Focus on running tall with your head, shoulders, hips and ankles all in a line. Look ahead rather than down, and you'll use your arms more as you lift your knees, but keep those shoulders and arms relaxed and the insides of your wrists passing near your waist. Imagine someone's got a hand on your lower back and is pushing slightly, and that will encourage you to engage from the core and work on landing on the ball of your foot, and that will help you to spring up the hill. Now, you might think that running downhill is a lot easier than it is going uphill, but it can be a time when lots of runners tend to pick up injuries because you're putting extra pressure on your legs going downhill. So there are a few things that you need to remember when running downhill to try and avoid that risk of injury. First of all, a lot of runners do tend to lean backwards when they run down hills, but that's very natural to try and put the brakes on and stop yourself losing control. Try not to do that though, and instead lean slightly forward. Make sure it's from your hips and not from your shoulders though, otherwise you'll end up all hunched over and that can affect your breathing. Also, engage your core when you're running downhill. That'll help keep your hips nice and high. Also, when you're going downhill, in order to try and keep yourself balanced, you're going to need to use your arms. Now, it won't be the same forward and backwards motion that you're used to when you're running on the flat. Instead, you'll find your arms probably go out to the side a little bit. Make sure you're still in control though. We're not quite talking like Phoebe from Friends here. It's going to be a bit of a balancing act to work out what it is that you need. And when you're running downhill, you will find that your feet tend to kick back more because you're overstriding compared to running on the flat. That's okay too. Keep looking upwards when you're running downhill. Don't look down at your feet or you'll fall forward, and keep your feet moving nice and quickly. Just think, the floor's lava. There are a number of different types of hill sessions that you can do, all with different benefits. For example, if you're doing a longer hilly run, that will help build your endurance. If you're doing long hill reps, then that will help with your strength. And if you're doing shorter hill repetitions, well, that will help with your speed. If you're a beginner, a good place to start is with a session like this one. If it's endurance that you want to improve, a longer hill of 2 to 3 minutes will help, and aim to run between 6 and 8 times. Or you could try working on longer uphill efforts. Find a hill that takes you around 10 minutes or longer to run up. Listen to your breathing, and if you find yourself getting out of breath, then take it a bit easier, or you can always focus on keeping your heart rate steady instead. Hopefully this video's invigorated some passion into your training schedule and you can't wait to get out and run the hills, but make sure that you're not doing more than one session a week. They are hard going on your legs like any speed work, and you do need to give yourself plenty of time to recover afterwards. So the things to remember when you're running hill sessions is that they build your strength and endurance. Think about your form when running both up and down hills, and also use different types of hill sessions depending on what area you want to work on. Leave us a comment and let us know your favourite hill session, if there is such a thing, or your favourite hill to run up and down, and we'll see you next time on the Running Channel.